Welcome to Odd Crime Chronicles. Hello! Let's dive into the story. The world was stunned by the horrifying news. Chris Benoit, a wrestling champion, had committed an unthinkable act. He was known as the Rabid Wolverine, a name that struck fear into the hearts of his opponents and commanded respect from fans around the globe. Chris Benoit, a Canadian wrestler, small in stature but a giant in the ring. Despite his modest height and build, he possessed an indomitable spirit and an unparalleled work ethic that set him apart from his peers. His technical prowess and ferocious fighting style captivated audiences worldwide. Benoit was a master of his craft, known for his meticulous attention to detail and his relentless pursuit of perfection. Every move he executed was a testament to his dedication and passion for the sport. He climbed to the pinnacle of his profession, a world heavyweight champion. This achievement was not just a testament to his skill, but also to his perseverance and determination. It was a dream realized, a goal achieved after years of hard work and sacrifice. But his story doesn't end in glory. The bright lights of the wrestling ring often cast long shadows, and Benoit's life was no exception. Behind the scenes, away from the adulation of the crowd, a darker narrative was unfolding. Benoit's life story is a complex and unsettling one. It is a tale of a man who reached the zenith of his profession, only to be consumed by the very demons he sought to conquer. His personal struggles and the tragic end of his life serve as a stark reminder of the fragility of the human spirit. It's a story of triumph and despair, of physical prowess and mental fragility. Benoit's journey through the world of professional wrestling was marked by incredible highs and devastating lows. His physical strength was matched only by the intensity of his internal battles. It's a cautionary tale about the hidden toll of a brutal profession and the desperate need for understanding and support. The world of professional wrestling is one of intense physical and mental demands, and Benoit's story highlights the importance of mental health awareness and the need for a support system. This is not just a story about wrestling, it transcends the sport and delves into the very essence of what it means to be human. It is a narrative that speaks to the universal struggles we all face, regardless of our profession or status. I remember watching Chris Benoit on TV, mesmerized by his skill and determination. He was a hero to many, including myself. But his life and tragic end serve as a poignant reminder of the importance of mental health, compassion, and the need to address the silent struggles that many endure. But what really happened behind closed doors? What drove this champion to commit such an unthinkable act? As we delve deeper into this story, you'll gain insights into the chilling details and shocking revelations that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Chris Benoit. Stay tuned as we uncover the truth behind the crime and explore the complexities of his life and mind. In this exploration, we will also consider the psychological and neurological factors that may have played a role. From the impact of repeated head injuries to the pressures of maintaining a public persona, we will examine how these elements intertwined to create a perfect storm. Join us as we seek to understand not just the crime, but the man behind it, and the broader implications for the world of professional wrestling and beyond. Benoit's journey began in Canada, his home country. He idolized wrestlers like Dynamite Kid, drawn to their hard-hitting technical style. He trained intensely, honing his craft in the legendary Heart Dungeon. His dedication was absolute.
He started small, wrestling in Japan and Mexico. He earned respect, match by match, blow by blow. The fans appreciated his work ethic, his never-back-down attitude. His signature move, the diving headbutt, became a thing of brutal beauty. His career took him to the United States. He joined World Championship Wrestling, then World Wrestling Entertainment. His star continued to rise. He faced off against legends, his name becoming synonymous with wrestling excellence. But beneath the surface, a darkness lurked.
Chris Benoit was a private man. He kept his personal life guarded, a stark contrast to his public persona. He married twice, first to Martina, with whom he had 2 children, David and Megan. The marriage ended in divorce, a source of considerable pain for Benoit.
He later married Nancy, a fellow wrestling personality. They had a son, Daniel. Friends and family described Benoit as a devoted father, deeply loving towards his children. He seemed to find solace in family life, a counterpoint to the chaos of the ring. But the violence that defined his career would eventually spill into his personal life, with unimaginable consequences.
The darkness within. Benoit's troubled mind. A mind that once strategized every move in the ring, now clouded by shadows and pain. Behind the tough exterior, Benoit grappled with inner demons. The crowd saw a fierce competitor, but inside, he was fighting a battle no one could see. Friends noticed mood swings, bouts of paranoia, and increasingly erratic behavior. His once steady demeanor was replaced by unpredictable outbursts and a growing sense of isolation.
The physical toll of wrestling was undeniable. Each match, each training session left its mark on his body and mind. Years of chair shots, suplexes, and his signature diving headbutt had taken their toll. The relentless pursuit of perfection in the ring came at a devastating cost. Benoit's brain, as we would later learn, was a battlefield. The damage was extensive, a silent destroyer of his once sharp mind. He suffered from severe chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE, a degenerative brain disease found in athletes with a history of repeated head trauma. This condition, often undiagnosed until too late, wreaked havoc on his cognitive functions.
His brain, according to medical examiners, resembled that of an 85-year-old Alzheimer's patient. The extent of the damage was shocking, revealing the true cost of his career. The extent of his suffering remains unknown. How much did he endure in silence? How many nights did he spend wrestling with his own thoughts? Did he recognize the changes in himself? Was he aware of the transformation happening within his own mind? Or was he lost in the confusion and pain? Did he seek help, only to find none? The stigma surrounding mental health, especially in the world of professional wrestling, often leaves many to suffer in silence. The answers, like so much in this tragic story, are lost to time. The legacy of Benoit is forever marred by the unanswered questions and the haunting reality of his final days. As we remember the wrestler, we must also remember the man and the silent battles he fought. His story is a start. The fateful weekend, Unraveling the Tragedy. The weekend of June 22, 2007, began like many others for Benoit. He was scheduled for a pay-per-view event, Vengeance Night of Champions. But fate, it seemed, had other plans.
Benoit contacted WWE officials, citing a family emergency. He claimed his wife and son were sick, needing his immediate attention. Concern quickly turned to dread when Benoit failed to appear for his scheduled match. Attempts to contact him proved futile. A wellness check was requested by concerned friends and colleagues.
What they found at the Benoit family home in Fayetteville, Georgia, would send shockwaves through the wrestling world and beyond. Inside the Benoit home, a gruesome discovery. The quiet suburban neighborhood was shattered by the chilling events that unfolded within those walls. On June 25, 2007, authorities entered the Benoit home. The day started like any other, but it would soon be marked by a tragedy that would send shockwaves through the community and beyond. The scene that greeted them was nothing short of horrific. Officers, seasoned by years of service, were visibly shaken by the brutality they encountered. The air was thick with the scent of death and despair.
Nancy Benoit was found dead in an upstairs bedroom, her hands and feet bound. The room, once a place of rest, had become a silent witness to her final moments of terror and pain. Young Daniel lay lifeless in his own bed, having suffered a similar fate. The innocence of his room, filled with toys and memories, stood in stark contrast to the violence that had claimed his life.
In the weight room, amidst the barbells and exercise equipment, lay Chris Benoit. The room, once a sanctuary for his physical prowess, now bore the weight of his final, irreversible decision. He had taken his own life, hanging himself after killing his wife and son. The act was as shocking as it was incomprehensible, leaving a void that would never be filled. The details, too gruesome to recount here, painted a picture of unimaginable violence and despair. Each piece of evidence collected by the forensic team told a story of a family torn apart by an unfathomable act.
The world reeled in horror. How could a loving father, a celebrated athlete, commit such unspeakable acts? The public, who had admired Chris Benoit for his achievements, now struggled to reconcile the man they knew with the monster he had become. The search for answers began, a quest to understand the darkness that had consumed Chris Benoit and destroyed his family. Investigators delved into his past, looking for clues that might explain the inexplicable. The eerie silence of the house at night seemed to echo the unanswered questions that haunted everyone involved.
Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth stories. And let's go!